Hey everyone, today we got 3 lessons that we are doing. No. They're short, they're quick. We're gonna fly right through them. Yeah. Without further ado, let's get into it here. All right, so Unit 4, topics A through C here. All right, lessons 1 through 8. Like I said, it's a very fast little unit that we do here. We won't see a typical test at the end of it. So the big thing that we're after here is not that, not that, not that, not that. Here we go. Here we go. Ready, people? Some earth-shattering news. Did you know that when you add 0 on to something, nothing changes? Nothing changes. All right. Yeah. So we just give it a name. So this is the thing about this first one here. We give things names when something is always true. So if you add 0 to something, it doesn't change. So G, take the letter G. We don't know what G stands, but if I add nothing onto it, it's still going to be letter G. Just like if I took the number 3 and I added 0 onto it, it's still going to be 3. If I take the letter X and add a 0 onto it, it's still going to be X. I know, dramatic here. All right. So let's show you who else we got shown up here. Here we go. Look at this one. We give this a name, the multiplicative identity property of 1. Because guess what happens when you multiply by 1? You get the same thing. I know, crazy, isn't it? Yes. Now, I don't like the multiplication sign that we use here. So this is one of the reasons why we write it, because if you multiply something by 1, take 4 times 1, you get itself right back. So if we take anything, all right, the letter Y, and we multiply it by 1, we're still going to get the letter Y. So again, it's just called the multiplicative identity property of 1. So it's just that we get these things that are true, so we give names to it. The commutative property. People, when you are adding or multiplying, you can switch the order. 3 plus 4 is the same as doing 4 plus 3. You get 7 each time. 3 times 4 is the same as 4 times 3. You still get 12. So we just give it a name. It's called the commutative property because when you go to work, that's your commute. So your bus ride to school and back, that's your commute. Your walk to school and back, your bike ride to school, whatever the case may be, they refer to that as your commute to work. Ooh, excuse me. So yeah, that's kind of what you've got going on with it. All right. Adding and subtracting, people. Ready for this? Ready for this? All right. This is where we don't want to overthink things. 4 plus 5 minus what number is going to give me 4? Well, what we want to notice here is we're getting right back to where we started. So in other words, opposites. I'm going to throw 5 in there. If you add 5 and then take away 5, you're right back where you started, which is where we're at a 4. So check out the next one. 25 minus what number? When added then on 10, we get to 25. Again, it's observing that, hey, they're the exact same. So if I subtract 10 and then add 10, I'm going to get the exact same thing. If you add 16 onto something, subtract 16 away, it doesn't change. You're still at a 45. So we're just noticing, making sure we're not always going, well, let me add and let me subtract. No. We want to be observant of what we're doing. Like, for example, this 4 times 7 times 9 times 35 times 0. Yeah, 0. Like, don't even bother doing everything else because once you get there and you multiply times 0, you get 0. So that's where we're just being observant. So if I take an A plus a B, what do I subtract away to get back to A? Well, if I add on a B, I'm going to subtract away the B and get right back to where we started from. C minus D plus D, what's that going to give me? Well, if I start with C and I take away D and I add the exact same back on, I'm right back to where I started from. Yeah, that's a C. All right, here we go. So that's what we're watching out for is, hey, if we add the same thing on, add, and then we subtract it away, we're right back to where we started from. Let's see here. Hey, same thing with multiplying and dividing. So here we go. I don't like the X that they use there. We'll deal with it. 3 times 8 divided by what number gets me to 3? Well, again, I'm trying to get right back to where I started from. So if I multiply by 8, the opposite is dividing by an 8. I'm going to get back to where I started. I'm starting with the 25. I'm finishing with the 25. So if I times it by 5, well, I want to get back to where I started from, which means I'm going to have to divide it by 5. So again, opposites. When we do opposites, we get right back to where we started at. Look at letter C. All right. I'm finishing with the 4. I'm timesing it by 16. I'm dividing it by 16. I'm right back to where we started. Hey, so it must be a 4. So when we see things like this, 17,258 divided by 397 times 397. Well, what we want to realize here is, look at this. These guys are opposites. So we're just undoing it. We're getting right back to where we started from. And that's what they just want to do. Multiplying and dividing are opposites. Addition and subtraction are opposites. There you go, people. That's it. All right. I know that you wanted a little bit more, but I got to cut you off right there. We'll see you later. It's okay. We'll have another video tomorrow.